Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. A man who tried to blame his 12-year-old daughter for murdering his wife has died in prison.
64-year-old Brad Rhea was serving a life sentence from Hughes County for the 2006 murder of his wife, Tammy. He died in the Jamison Annex Infirmary in Sioux Falls on Sunday. The couple had announced a divorce 5 days before Tammy was found stabbed to death near the Wahi Dam. The cause of Brad Rhea's death was not revealed by the state. We're going to be taking a closer look back at the case tonight on Kettleland News at 6.
The South Dakota Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly crash in Yankton County over the weekend. A 45-year-old man was killed when the van he was driving crashed head-on with an SUV. It happened Saturday night about 7 miles east of Yankton. A 29-year-old man driving the SUV received serious life-threatening injuries and was flown to a Sioux Falls hospital. His passenger, a 28-year-old woman, received minor injuries and was taken to a nearby hospital.
Authorities are investigating the shooting in a suburban Minneapolis neighborhood that left 2 police officers and a firefighter dead early Sunday. The shooting happened as officers were responding to a domestic situation involving an armed man who had barricaded himself inside his family, including with 7 children.
We still don't know the exact exchange of gunfire that occurred. Certainly, several officers did return fire. I will note that this individual had several guns and large amounts of ammunition and shot at the police officers from multiple positions within the home.
The suspect was found dead. None of the family or children were hurt. Investigators are still putting together details of the shooting.
In Iowa, a jury has convicted an Ankeny doctor of sexually abusing a child. Dr. Lynn Lindeman, a 73-year-old pediatric orthopedic surgeon, was accused of inappropriately touching an 8-year-old child in June of last year. A jury found Lindeman guilty Friday afternoon, 2 days after the trial began, on a charge of second-degree sexual assault. He faces an enhanced penalty because of a previous conviction of lascivious acts with a child in 1976.
Time now to get a check of our weather forecast. Sounds like good things are on the horizon for us.
Yeah, a good way to start the week, Adam.
Yeah, good things on the horizon if you're ready for spring already. If you maybe want to get a little more wintry weather, this is not what you are going to be wanting to hear. I'm going to put that right out there right now just to kind of save you the trouble. But at least today was a very nice day to get outside. We're at 47 right now with a view downtown. That's a look to the northwest. A westerly breeze at just 10 miles per hour. Meanwhile, that's a look in the opposite direction. That is east from our camera in Laverne, where you do have some blue skies trying to peek through the high-level cloud cover. That's been the only blemish to an otherwise pretty nice day to get outside, whether it has been east, west, north, or south. However, you can still tell where snow is playing a role in keeping temperatures a little bit more in check. Take a look at Huron. They're at 36, Watertown at 37, Mitchell 36, Chamberlain 39, even Sisseton sitting at 38. Compare that to the 46 in Mulbridge, 50 for Valentine, 51 in Pine Ridge, 49 for Rapid City, 50 in Worthington, and 48 toward Yankton. So there really hasn't been a whole lot of anything going on. Yes, there were a few returns on radar over Watertown earlier this afternoon, and then just a little bit north of Marshall headed toward Wilmer. But the issue here is that the air at the ground is a little too dry. So a lot, if not all, of what was coming down was evaporating before it made its way to ground level. As a result, for lack of better terms, it's basically there for show. Even as we zoom out a little bit more, that's the only feature out there, as we have been largely quiet for a majority of the day, and the majority of the extended forecast will follow suit. Highs tomorrow in the 50s near and south of I-90. Cooler up toward Highway 14, where that snowpack is going to be fighting a losing battle really just about all week. You can still see that effect as well up toward Watertown, Miller, and Huron to a lesser extent compared to Aberdeen, which will be towing the line of 50 for tomorrow afternoon. And out west, we'll see 50s pop up more and more, including 55 for Rapid City, 56 in Hot Springs, with 40s closer to the Missouri River Valley. It gets even milder for the midweek outlook, and then we take even another step forward by the start of next week. We'll talk about all of that and more coming up as we head through the hour.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Adam. Valley Fair is hoping to hire 1,600 employees during a week-long hiring spree starting today. Adam Duxter with our sister station in Minneapolis took an early trip to the park and explains who the park is looking at to attract workers.
Under a blanket of snow, Soak City at Valley Fair looks almost better for sledding than sliding.
It's so seasonable, isn't it? You almost want to go skiing down them.
But Melissa Furlack says starting Saturday, the park is shifting gears.
I think it's just this sort of energy, right? It's the energy of, it's almost like an opening day energy.
It's almost hard to believe in less than 3 months on May 12th, this park will open its doors. But before that can happen, they need to find more than 1,600 employees.
There's really a whole gamut, from entertainers, which are of course our most extroverted folks, to those working in guest services or maybe as ride operators, where if you don't want to necessarily have that guest interaction quite as much, a ride operator might be pretty good for you.
Furlack says Valley Fair's benefits, like free tickets for employees and free visits to other parks, helps them recruit even in a tough job market. During the hiring event this week, candidates can get a job offer the same day they apply.
Because we have so many people that we need in order to open up this park, we do need that runway of being able to hire this many people. It does happen really fast from this time where we are hiring employees and then training for a few months and then opening up on May 12th. It really does happen fast.
Adam Duxter, WCCO News.